Hello once again, Star Wars and unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, and here we have 3 packages, all from Hasbro Pulse. And Hasbro has been kicking it into high gear, both with items getting delivered, as well as items getting shipped, as well as big items coming, hint, hint. I think you know what I'm talking about. I'm not sure if the Razor Crest will arrive and be unboxed before this video or after this video. You'll just have to see what happens. If it happens, and if I'm talking about the upcoming Razor Crest HasLab project that should be coming to us very soon, and you watch my episodes and it already unboxed, well, then you know that this was shot earlier, and you know things don't always go in the order that we want. But whatever, it's okay. We can't always have everything we want. As Star Wars fans, whether you're fans of the movie or the TV show or everything, or collecting, knows that. Now, me personally, I will say this: if you want to know my more specific review of the Book of Boba Fett, you can check out my podcast, War of the Stars, a Star Wars podcast, which I co-host with John Mark Tolley, and you can get the details on that. We've gone through pretty much every episode. I will say, though, in spoiler alert, general consensus on our end was that we loved it. I thought the show was fantastic. I, of course, adored episodes 5 and 6 because of all the different eye candy that we were able to receive. Again, spoilers, if you haven't seen it, then wait until you've seen it before you watch this. But it's been a hoot to see Star Wars presented in a way where the familiar can kind of come back and revisit. It's like having old friends come back. But I also like that they take things in new directions and go different places with it. And I love that they left it open for who knows what. Could be another movie, another sequel, another series. It could be combined with other characters as this one did. So, very excited about it. But we're here to talk about Hasbro and Hasbro Pulse specifically. So those 3 items came from Hasbro Pulse. I will say that I have been, I kind of went through, and I mentioned this in a few past episodes, I kind of went through and kind of did let's say a check on how many items I have placed pre-orders for, right? And in doing so, it occurred to me I have pre-ordered after this week over 65 items pre-ordered. Now, most of them, I'm talking about single items, single individual things. Like there might be 5 or 6 items in one order, right? But between places like Entertainment Earth and Hasbro Pulse and I think a couple of Dorkside Toys, Walmart, Target, GameStop, I have made all these different pre-orders, and some of these pre-orders I've been waiting on for a good 13, 14 months, which seems a little bit odd. So Hasbro, if you're watching, maybe you can limit some of that. Maybe you can close that gap a little bit. Walmart, Target, Dorkside, maybe you guys could do the same. So we'll see what happens. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I've learned that the toy making and producing and marketing process and shipping process can be a little tough. But why don't we get to this? You want to see the unboxing, so let's do them. So we got 3 here. I'm going to start with this smaller one. This one looks like it's going to be a carded figure. Now, I said Hasbro because it has the Hasbro logo on it. Now, you got to be careful with some of these because when you open these up, you got to be careful not to scratch them because this one has no packing, no anything. It's just a figure right out of the box. A box in a box. And we have, we have Quill. We have I believe this is the Credit Collection Quill. Very cool. And again, for those that aren't aware of this is based on, and yes, I recognize that this is a repaint, okay? And I don't always go after repaints, but I do have to say that I appreciated the work that was done. I believe the idea behind this was essentially based on the fact that at the end of every episode of The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett as well, there was concept art that was displayed over the credits or behind the credits. And obviously the concept art had a different color scheme, didn't have the same as a live action video or movie footage of the character would be. So they kind of created these different paint schemes of the characters and kind of gave us a little credits, like their form of money, and just to kind of give it a little extra something. So I like them. I think they're pretty cool. I haven't collected all of them. I've kind of picked and choose, or I tried to order some of them and I missed the window and they're sold out. So there's Queel. You can see he looks very similar. He's pretty close to the original, but if you compare the two, I'd have to go find them. I forget. I don't even. I think my other Queel is. Most of the other Mandalorian figures are loose. Just the credit collections are staying in the cart. But that is Queel. So we'll kind of leave him over here. Oh, right next to his mini version. There he is. In fact, what's a good thing to compare? So when you look at this, whoops, except he dropped his weapon. I'll grab that later. His color scheme here is kind of like reversed. Like his vest is the same. His pants are a little more brown. His scarf is reversed. So that's pretty cool. But I will put those two together. Little Queel guarding Big Queel, and of course Queel's weapon. Dude, you can't keep dropping your weapon. All right, so that is that. Now we'll get to this one. Okay, and now we have. I always like to open these from the bottom. Although sometimes you got to be careful with that, because if they just pack the figure, noticing my blade here is starting to lose some of its luster. Yeah, I got to be a little careful. Don't dig in really hard. Ooh, looks like we may have another credit collection. Yes. Ooh, wow. We're running. Who knew we were running a theme? We've got Greef Karga, and there is his different color scheme, right? And the Greef Karga credit, if you can look, you can see in the image that they're using now. Of course, he had the little light, which gave it reflected kind of a blue haze. So they kind of gave him that in the. I'm trying to get the reflection and the glare a little bit better there. But there he is. Now, Greef Karga, I kind of feel bad. Greef Karga's kind of had a bum rap. I've seen his character, his action figure, kind of on sale a lot in stores and being held on being a peg warmer, as they say. But I don't know. I think the character's pretty fun. So really, really cute. Comes with his two weapons, and he comes with it's got the nice box art again on the back. Like, I'll show you that too. That kind of has a little bit of that as well. All right. So we'll get these two guys over here. Okay, and lastly, is it going to be a credit collection? Only time will tell. Okay. Oh, no. This isn't credit collection, folks. This is our Rebel Trooper 4-pack. Oh, let me make sure there's nothing else in here. Okay. I'm always afraid sometimes I'm going to throw out a box, realizing that there's more. This is our Trooper 4-pack, and I know exactly where I'm going to put these. These are getting unboxed right now, and I'm getting them, and I'm placing them right in the Rebel Blockade playset. All right. Now, I think these are, honestly, these are a fantastic thing for Hasbro to do, in my humble opinion, because there are people that want a troop build. So why bother with the pesky packaging and everything else when you're simply going to take them out and do them? So put them in a box like this, open them up. There they are, all wrapped up, nice and easy. Okay, and then you just kind of get them unboxed. So let me. Oh, it comes with their little weapons that are. We have two. Looks like we have two blaster rifles. Okay, sorry for my black shirt. I'll put them down here. See, there's my two, or over my face. Two blaster rifles. Okay, and then that's interesting. It only came with two. But, oh, I see. Oh, that's right. Yes, these figures, I think. So we have one of our soldiers. All right, let me get him all set up here. He's got his little leg. You put this thing around the leg to kind of give it its. I think the idea behind this is, I know that I was just reading the that awesome action figure book that I purchased, and I did a whole review on in the wish this thing had a holster. You don't have holsters. Why don't you have holsters? But in the there we go. And there's his helmet. All right, so there's number one. Okay, we'll put him over here in front of it, leaning up against Boba. Now, actually, I'm going to keep I'm going to keep all the packaging and stuff, okay? Not that I intend to sell them or anything, but I do enjoy seeing this. Okay, now I was reading on that book, though, that the original... Here's another look at the figure. The original one that came out as a vintage collection figure, the Rebel Soldier, they actually gave him multiple hats so that he could also pose as a... one of the rebel officers you see in the throne room, for anybody who made the throne room diorama or what have you. So, okay, this one is being a little bit more difficult with the leg thing. Not quite sure how those things are supposed to stay on, but whatever. We will hold them there. There's number 2. One white, one black. Ooh, except your helmet. Well, they're all probably going to end up being like dead in the playset, but number 3. And yep, there we go. And this looks like the one, yeah, it looks like with the photoreal sculpt. Yeah, this is the one. I don't know if it'll come up like, if I can get it to focus. This is the one whose face is that, he looks like, I remember people talking about it. When you saw this guy's face, they had a lot of close-ups of his face, right? They had a lot of close-ups of this face, and he was all looking concerned. It almost seemed to me as if he was going to be a lead character. That's what some people were talking about in that. Is it just felt like this guy was going to be, like, he was one of the characters. He's one of the leads. Because they kept focusing on him, and he had such a great look. He had such an awesome look to himself, and, they did this, and of course, then, he didn't last more than a few seconds, but it was still cool nonetheless, and I love that you have now that real photo sculpt. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Now, of course, one of these things is not like the other. Okay, and that is is it Captain Antilles? I don't know if it's Captain Antilles or if it's just one of the officers. A simple repaint, but nonetheless very much appreciated because. These are, it looks like pretty much the same thing, except they just colored the jacket, colored the, get this thing in there, colored the jacket, colored the pants, the trousers, the shirt to match the kind of, captain viewpoint. So you can have Vader kind of holding them up. Where are the transmissions you intercepted? What have you done with those plans? We intercepted their transmissions. This is a consular ship. That poor guy. I wanted to tell them they had to shoot that. So, and then he makes another appearance at the end of Rogue One. All right, and you see a couple of these guys a little more prominently during Rogue One. So it's cool that they included this as well, even though it's just a repaint. But honestly, I don't have a problem with repaints, especially when it comes to Rebel troopers. Anybody with a face character of any kind, you can put the same uniform on, just bop a few heads off. Fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. And by the way, love it. So where'd Quill ended up in the back there. Okay, so and even this box that it came in, some people were like, well, for that money we should have gotten da 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 da. And I'm like, I don't know. I think there was a savings of, in terms of how much you would pay for these figures, or on this day and age. So to me, I don't know. It feels like it's a it's a pretty good deal, I thought. Rebel Fleet Troopers, and there if you wanted, and I think they're still available. So if you wanted to buy like 10 more of these, go right ahead. I think they made quite a bit. So that's going to find its way in the collection on display as well. In fact, I'll probably end up putting that right back here on display because it's just nice to have them there. So really cool. Nice to see that a lot of these are shipping now. I'm looking forward to seeing what else comes our way, and I'm looking forward to my new little checklist that I've made, knocking a bunch off and highlighting them as received, and that will be awesome. So more coming. We have another episode in a couple of days where we'll do some whole other set of unboxings. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out all my videos on YouTube at Darth Tuba, and on Instagram and Twitter, Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing page on Facebook, and again, the More of the Stars podcast on that I host with John Mark Tolley, and check me out. If you have anything you want to comment on, please leave a comment. You can also email me, darthtuba77@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.